Check the time and adjust your dial. It's time for the GZ Chop Shop Podcast, the best podcast by gamers for gamers. Each week, we give you the rundown of all the happenings in the gaming world, news updates, reviews, and much more. We do all the research so you don't have to. If you still want more after the show, we got you covered. Check out our website at thegzchopshop.com for all of our latest content. Now keep your ears locked because it's time for the GZ Chop Shop. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to GZ Chop Shop. We've been gone. It's been about, I want to say about a good 3 weeks. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Warners. Welcome back, Kara. Happy to have you guys back. So for anybody who's been wondering, like, where have you been? It's just been a busy couple of weeks for everybody. Real life kicking in, taking over. So we decided it was better to just take some time off from the podcast, you know, handle some things, and then come back when we were our best so we can bring you guys what you deserve, which is the best. So without further ado, we are going to pretty much dive right in. We have an amazing jam-packed episode lined up for you guys, as always. So kicking things off, let's talk about our, I guess you could say, not so favorite developer, kind of wrapped up in one, Activision, Blizzard. Yes, they are still in the news, and actually, it's kind of funny that things might work weirdly in their favor because it's come to pretty much everyone's attention, especially news media, that there may be a conflict of interest with pretty much the Department of Employment and Housing and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, that there may be a conflict of interest that Activision can use to their advantage, because apparently, and I didn't know this, but there was actually a settlement to the EEOC for $18 million. So Activision did pay $18 million in a settlement. However, the Department of Employment and Housing is opposing the settlement, saying that it would cause irreparable harm to its own lawsuit. Now, at first, you're probably thinking like, wait, irreparable harm, you know, you got these, you know, two foundations coming at them, basically for, you know, the, I guess you could say bro frat kind of style workplace environment, sexual harassment.
I was going to say, for people like me who are busy and have a forgetful mind, can we explain kind of what the backstory is going on?
So
for anybody that's not 100% sure.
So what, I guess you could say back in early September, actually probably before that, Activision Blizzard came under hot water as claims were brought against them for sexual harassment, a pretty much frat-like workplace. It was pretty much a toxic workplace, especially if you were a female employee. And this is stemming back to a good 10 years, except nothing was really being done about it, except now this year, everything has been coming to light. They're pretty much being attacked from two sides, like I said earlier, by the Department of Employment and Housing and the EEOC, basically, you know, getting in there, and they're trying to restructure Activision Blizzard from the inside to make it a more hospitable work environment, and pretty much, I guess you could say, doing some necessary house cleaning. However, coming up, you know, speeding things up to this timeline now, it seems Activision Blizzard had put in an appeal to pause the case, because it seems like, and I don't know, this is just from what it sounds like these two departments are butting heads, because it seems like two of the EEOC's former employees then went over to the Department of Employment and Housing.
Wait, okay. I'm having a hard time understanding something. What does...
So that's what I thought when I was reading it. I was like, how did they get...
How did they both kind of like like intersect? And that's the thing. The article doesn't really explain like why there would be a serious like issue with those two, like if they're bringing up two different cases. But I'm guessing that because clients from both sides are probably bringing up, the similar issues, as these are two different entities, so they're both approaching with their own separate cases. And equal employment opportunity and employment and housing. I mean, they're both coming at Activision Blizzard, and in some point, both their file claims, or I guess you could say their cases, they're going to have intersecting issues. They're both going to have this issue is the same that we're bringing to you, from two different fronts. And what I'm guessing is, if those, and they don't dive into too much detail, and I tried to find some more, I'm wondering if those two employees that they were mentioning that would cause a conflict of interest changed hands after the settlement, which I think Activision is trying to use to their advantage. Because if the EOC had a settlement with Activision for $18 million, and however they distribute that money, then these two employees leave and then run over to the Department of Employment and Housing and try to make a case or try to jump in on that case. That would be, I believe they said, a conflict of ethics. That's a pretty big, ethics violation and conflict of interest. Something which Activision Blizzard could use to get the case thrown out entirely, because then what is happening is Activision can say, this was not ever about sexual harassment. This was never about a toxic environment. This was always about money, and you used you use something that gets attention to your advantage to guarantee money.
Right. And then try to go back behind and continue and get more.
Yep. And the legal system continues to show us that it is not for the people. It is a broken system. Yeah. Do not trust the government.
And the article goes on to say, and if you guys want, to read this article for yourself, we'll post the link in our Discord under the GZ News channel so you can read it for yourselves. It says it's tried to use this hiccup as an advantage, arguing that it needs time to investigate the EEOC's accusations. But apparently the LA County judge, Timothy Patrick Dillon, was having none of it, rejected the request, but Activision can still appeal it. So I'm pretty sure they're going to keep pressing this issue further, because even though they are in the wrong, based on how, this is all playing out, they do have that right. And now they have a leg to stand on, saying, hey, this whole thing was, I don't know, I wouldn't say like entrapment, but they can flip it to their benefit. And if someone finally says, or if they can get the legal system on their side going, this is actually a conflict of interest, conflict of ethics, you get these two people that were part of the $18 million settlement, now they're running over to the other side to get more money, and the funny thing is EEOC called them out, so I don't know if there was a falling out between them. Maybe they wanted a part of that 18 mil, and EEOC said no, and then they were like, all right, well, we're going to go over to the department over here and to stir something up.
It just shows how stupid people can be for money. Yeah. Like, you're risking your life, your livelihood for this.
So I guess we'll see how this is all gonna play out. And it gets murkier and murkier as time goes on.
I keep yawning, and I'm sorry. I'm tired today. I feel really bad. Like, I've yawned like 3 times since the show started, and I'm just like, this is not professional. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I keep trying not to sneeze and sniffle because I have really bad allergies right now.
Bro, I'm still okay. I know we were like in the middle of an actual genuine conversation, but so when I went to Georgia, right? For those of you, we had a family emergency and I had to drive to Georgia, which is one of the reasons why why we didn't have a show last week, is because I wasn't going to be there. So driving up there, now I'm from Florida, for anybody who does not know, where it is currently 85 degrees still during the day. We were driving there. We got about 2 hours into the drive, and we were talking about how we were going to get to see seasons a little bit. You know, it's October, you know, the leaves should have changed a little bit, you know? And then we realized that cold weather comes with that. And I was wearing a tank top. So needless to say, as we were driving and the temperature kept going down and down and down and down, we had to stop about 3 hours into our drive to go buy some jackets because I did not plan for cold weather.
Is that going to be part of Kara's weird news later? Florida woman traveling forgets to pack appropriately, thinking
the person
Florida
at
climate
Walmart was
is
just
worldwide.
like, "Oh, is this your first winter here?" Like, because we were like North Florida. They were like, "Oh, is this your first winter here?" And I was just like,
"This is my first winter."
I'm just from Central Florida, and it's still currently 85 degrees during the day, not 46 at night.
Oh, that's
which.
The only time it gets cooler.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love the cold weather. Like I live for it. I love cold weather. Quotations on that cold.
Are you sure?
Because, like, you know, 50, 60 degrees, that's perfect. I love that. And but I'm so used to like 80 degrees during the day that like the sudden shift, I'm just like, oh, it's cold.
I feel like it's easier for people who live in cold climates to adapt to the warmer climates because it's less clothes they have to put on. We're used to wearing, you know, like right now it's 49 degrees outside. I could step outside and be like, oh yeah, it's chilly, but I'm used to that. So like if I'm going to the South, it's like I'm just shedding clothes, not piling on more. So it's like
it is currently still 72 where I'm at with 82% humidity.
Yeah,
so it's still very, very warm here.
Texas is about the same.
Which I just felt like I had to say that. It was, we didn't get our little conversing in the beginning.
Yeah, kind of dove.
He was excited.
Just dove in. You know, it's been a 3 week. Our last episode was October 5th. That's a time. This month is flying.
It is.
I have an interesting hospital story.
Should we save that one for later?
Yeah.
Is it good enough to save for later?
Is it like weird? Is it one of the weird?
No, okay. It's y'all will. It's funny. I thought it was funny. Y'all might think it's fucked up. So, I had a patient who is basically they got in a really bad car accident and they're not going to recover. There's no cognitive ability left. They don't know. We don't think they know what is even going on. Their total care.
You led with funny.
This is my patient.
This is a funny story.
I just wanted to give a background, like paint you a picture of the situation before I go into it.
I thought my humor was twisted.
So I go in there. I clean this patient really good. I get new sheets, new everything. I clean him up real good, and he has a cervical collar, right? And you got to keep his neck straight. And I put like a pillow on the side because his neck kept kind of like trying to go over to the right. So I put a pillow thing right there to kind of cushion it to help keep it supported. And before I left, I don't know why I did this, but I just did it. I got a towel. I'm tired. I've been working. This is my fourth day in a row. I'm very tired. I got a towel, a hand towel. I got it kind of cool because he'd been running fevers off and on. I folded it up real neatly. I put it on his forehead, and I was like, all right, he looks good. Well, I go to walk out of the room, and I stop, and I'm like, I think to myself, you know what? I don't like the way I positioned his head. I felt like his head might have been too far forward. Like maybe I should reposition it. Like I just didn't like that. So I turn around, and the cool wet towel I had fallen, completely opened up over his face, and it So I'm like, oh shit. So as I'm turning around seeing this, I'm about to approach this person, obviously remove the towel that just fell off his face. Luckily I turned around, right? And I turned around and I was going to remove this wet, cold towel that's on his face. Who walks in to the room? Management walks in and they see me standing over a patient, looking like I'm waterboarding this guy for information with a cold, wet towel. And I'm like, I look at them and they look at me and
that's like the worst thing you can say.
This isn't what it looks like. And that's all I could say. And I one of the managers started laughing, and I was like, yeah, I turned around and realized the towel fell on his face. Ultimately, I was trying to get information out of him and he wouldn't give it to me. So this is what happens. And one manager starts laughing. The other one's looking me dead in the eye like, this is not funny.
You can't make jokes in the workplace.
Why would you say that? And so, you know, obviously I take it off his face and I'm like, it's okay, we'll talk later. And I just...
It would only been better if the guy said back to you, okay.
Yeah. It's one of those like it definitely isn't what it looks like. It's just like what they walk into, and I'm just
they're gonna ask
this patient like, give me the information I want or you'll get more. You know, like the only thing that could have made it worse is if I was holding a cup of water in my hand while that towel was over his face, like I was about to pour over his face.
People are gonna start messaging and asking what hospital you work at in Texas to not go there.
So yeah. But I don't treat my patients that way. It was just situation just unfolded, and then I made a joke about it. I'd like to point out.
Okay, but from now on, never start with "it's funny" and then give the most depressing backstory. Okay, just be like, "Yo, I got a story about the hospital," and just lead with that.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't if I didn't explain at the beginning.
With it was a funny story.
Yeah, y'all would have been like, "Well, why didn't he just
funny?" But then you're like, "Yeah, he had a car accident, not recovering." This is just like, oh,
it's funny.
And it was so matter of factly that you said it. Like, yeah, not recovering. It's just like, was that the punchline?
I just, you know, I want to go on record and say I do not go out of my way to waterboard my patients, okay, for information. It just fell on his face and I try to fix it, and someone just so happened to walk in.
If you go to the hospital in Texas and you see Warner's, it does not matter what your problem is, you might get waterboarded.
You can't get waterboarded.
Run the other way. Run.
So
do not walk.
If you see him coming, his question is going to be, do you listen to the GZ Chop Shop podcast? And you better answer yes. Okay, well, I guess enlightening the mood, I guess. I'm like,
you don't know if you should laugh or be concerned.
So, our next topic, because, you know, Activision Blizzard doing Activision Blizzard things. But our next topic, I put on the outline the leap to VR, and it was kind of funny because I did that before one of our topics about AR. And the reason I put the thing up about VR, I was watching some YouTube videos and they were talking about VR headsets. And recently Resident Evil 4 released on VR. Now, like Skyrim, Resident Evil 4 has been rehashed, remastered, rehashed again. But I have to say, Resident Evil 4 coming to VR was like, it was amazing. I was watching walkthroughs. I went and got the game myself and I was playing. I was like, it looks really good. It's a fresh take on a classic, and it does reinstill that fear. That's for sure. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, you know, VR is really kicking it off. Like, you know, within, you know, the last 2-3 years, VR has really been picking up. And I was sitting here thinking, I said, do you think we are in the perfect time for VR? Because from some of the past episodes, we were talking about, you know, cloud gaming and everything going digital, and, you know, all these things with the PCs and, graphics cards being, non-obtainable because of the, crisis and everything. So I was sitting here thinking, I said, I feel this is the perfect time for VR, because if we're heading into that era where everything is going to be digitally consumed, VR is probably the best way to go, because we are nearing that point where people want more. People want that immersion, and it's going to get to the point where it's going to go beyond just being able to want to look at your screen. People are going to want to be in the game, and it's already showing.
That's because being immersed in these fantasy worlds are so much more exciting and thrilling and even rewarding,
especially now.
Living in reality.
So I've never.
That's just what it feels like. Because, at the end of the day, like, are most of us all that happy that we wake up and go to a job
I wake
really
up and
like, so we can pay our bills?
Lay in my PJs in bed and work. Do I like my job as much as I wish I did? No. But the benefit that I get to sleep and get paid and stay in my PJs.
And I can hear the comment section now. What does Kara do? I want that job. But I like.
No, I was gonna say I've never played a VR game, like an actual VR game, because I don't have one.
I haven't either. I've
I'm
been
too
meaning
broke
to possibly get an Oculus.
Go fund me.
Definitely want to play Phasmophobia on VR and see what all the terror.
It's a completely different game.
I heard the game is much more terrifying.
Yeah, I don't do it with you guys because you guys troll me too much. So and there's no way I'm going to play in VR and be like setting stuff up, turn around and be like, hey guys, and you guys are gone, leaving me in the house. No. It's no. So
with me, the only thing that I have to go off on for VR would be the VTubers. I can watch people play games, but the VTubers, I don't know if they're exactly the same thing. But in a sense, depending on your setup, there's this one streamer who pops up on my TikTok all the time. I think her name is Code Miko. She has a full body suit that her character she moves, she walks around the room, the character that you're seeing on screen, and walks around the room. She goes and she kicks the wall. She's kicking something on screen. She goes and kicks the other thing. She's doing something else. And even if it's not exactly the same thing, that technology is just still insane to me.
God, could you imagine putting that on and being able to kick somebody that you don't like that's 10 miles away? What the fuck was that?
Oh, wow.
And you're at home that's right.
I do feel like this is
give me a parking ticket.
It's the time.
Yeah, this is the time. I feel like it's a good step in the right direction, because I hate to say it, I personally feel consoles are on borrowed time right now.
Oh.
I've been saying that for a long time, Itachi. You know exactly what I'm talking about, especially Xbox.
But they know it.
People are going to
accepted it.
People are going to want the thing that fits in their pocket, or is easier to carry around and go to their friend's house. I mean, well, maybe not as much anymore, but that's what I would want. Take something you can take in your pocket, like the Switch.
Yeah.
If I had one, you put it in your pocket. Go fund me. You can bring it to your house. Bring it to your friend's house. Compete at your friend's house. Things like that is going to, in my opinion, going to be more of the fad.
Yeah,
in the next coming years.
It's going to be funny because right now mobile gamers are biding their time
to our childhood.
Yeah. Mobile gamers are biding their time for the day they can backlash and be like, hey, remember when you guys were making fun of us?
What?
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm sure there's a future where, mobile games are going to be the equivalent in the future.
I mean, if you play some of the games on mobile, they're, if not better, a lot of them are up to Switch quality. The thing that keeps them behind is microtransactions. A lot of people, until they've groomed the new generations to accept microtransactions as the norm, as the new way of life, microtransactions will always keep mobile gaming on the back row for now. The beautiful thing with VR is it's still portable, it's immersive, and if we have to go into the era, and this is where I wanted to kind of like connect some dots here. So, you know, I feel like this is what's going to happen. If we have to go into the era where things have to be digitally consumed, I would be more accepting of it if my games came in a VR format as cloud gaming. Because now I'm granted that immersion. Now I'm not, you know, I would probably pay a subscription to do virtual gaming. I would probably be more accepting of that than, you know, hey, this whole library of games I'm downloading, but I don't own it, and, you know, get it now. Oh, and then it's gone, and you took my $60 and you know, if I did, you know, delete it to make space and go back to re-download it again, you don't support it on your server anymore, and it's just, you know, $60-$70 just burned up. I feel like VR would be justifiable to, you know, pay a subscription fee, because you got things like VR chat, you know, you get that interaction still, and then you can play, you know, play on words here, virtually any game you want, you know,
right?
Cross-platforming, you know, all these different things would, you know, they would go out the window and just be, hey, you got a virtual reality headset, you can be connected to the gaming world. You know, no need for a PlayStation, no need to buy an Xbox. Oh, your buddy plays on a, you know, virtual reality headsets don't have that different. It's like, oh, you're on a Vive and you're on an Oculus. Oh man, you can't play it. No, it's just, you got a virtual reality headset? Cool. Have fun. And you can just dive in and play.
I want one.
It's definitely, I feel it's definitely a fun experience.
They seem really cool. I want to try it once.
Just,
you know, on your comment about consoles having a time limit, Xbox definitely. That Xbox, not only do their sales over the past couple years show that there's a decline in people wanting to even purchase one of those things. You know, there's more and more PC gamers, and there's more people choosing a PC over an Xbox because you're getting the Microsoft games that are exclusive to Microsoft on top of Steam and Epic and Origin and all the things that come with a good PC. Like, why would you buy an Xbox when you can spend a little more and get a decent PC? So yeah, Xbox won't be able to adapt to that. Didn't they? I'm pretty sure quite a few years ago, they try a handheld gaming device back.
It was like a prototype that never came out.
360 or something. I swear it failed miserably. I never made it to the market.
Yeah,
I know it failed miserably, like in development. They will never be able to adapt to that. Now PlayStation is different. PlayStation with their PSP especially, it's still, you know, it's still
do they
popular.
still make those, like different versions of them? I do not know. They
don't make them anymore. Whatever's out there is what you got. Yeah, they don't make the Vitas anymore. Yeah,
Which is surprising because they were popular.
Again, never had one.
They were popular. But my point was, I don't see PlayStation going anywhere. I don't see a time limit on PlayStation. And if it came down to having to adapt to becoming a mobile device, they could absolutely get away with it.
The Vita is actually more powerful than the Switch. A lot. So they could easily do the adaptation. And if anything, right now, they've only strengthened their hold because they pulled a Nintendo move and they kind of proved my point. So remember when the PS5 came out and they were selling out and everyone was like trying to get their hands on one, and I said, I feel like this is a market ploy to shoot up their sales, because I said Nintendo's been doing this for years. Every single one of their consoles, when it comes out, people suck it up because they always say, this is it, we don't know when we're going to make more. And everyone, you know, wanting the latest and greatest, keeping up with the Joneses, runs out, buys it. Regardless of whether they want to wait or not, they're like, oh, you know, especially collectors,
they're not going to make new ones.
They're not going to make new ones. I got to get Gen 1. I got to get it now. And then after they make a certain sales margin, they'll be like, oh, look, we have more. Here's plenty.
And then all the people who bought the first one are just like, fuck.
Yeah. But then they're like, oh, I already had it. And, they justify their impulsive purchase. And then everyone else over the next couple of years goes and gets one easily. Oh.
You know who didn't get away with that? The Xbox 360. Because everyone went and purchased that first generation 360.
They shot themselves in the foot because they tried to make twice as much money in that. Yeah, they got greedy real fast.
I had it.
And then their sales hurt after that because they came out with more and people were hesitant to continue to buy them. And that's why they came out the Xbox One so much faster.
I remember when I was in college, it was like 2014, and I had bought my first Xbox. It was an Xbox 360. It was a refurbished one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I had the red light. Yeah, it was great.
The only refurbished gaming product I would ever buy is a Switch because I have never had a reason to not trust Nintendo. Nintendo
so random
has not
question
let me down.
That I don't know why it just popped in my head. Tablets. Do you guys prefer iPad or like an Android tablet?
Me personally, having used both, iPad.
Yeah, I actually did a few years ago. I switched from the iPhone to I think it was the Samsung Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I think that was,
the one that came with the pen and stuff. It was a pretty big, it was kind of like, it was like a small tab. It was a big phone. And I did not like them. They, compared to the iPhone, you had less apps available to you. You had, it was not near as user-friendly. And there was less connectivity to like social things. So I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if y'all or anyone has a Samsung. But I was talking to somebody today about Discord, and they said they tried to find and they couldn't find the app in the App Store for Samsung. So I don't know if it's true or not, like whether or not they maybe they just couldn't find it, but it made me wonder like how many things just aren't available.
Android has like multiple, depending on who you get an Android tablet from, they have their own stores. So you've got like the Google Play Store, and then with Samsung, they have the Samsung App Store for like exclusive apps or someone they're partnered with. So it's
the Amazon ones have the Amazon store.
You're talking like me now.
The only reason I'm asking is because Carson has an Amazon, like one of the Fire tablet things that he got for Christmas last year. I don't care for it because it has like the child profile. And there's only so much that he can do. There's no YouTube, so he can't really watch YouTube videos. He can play Netflix. There's a few games on there that he can play. I don't care for it. I don't think he really cares for it. So I'm thinking about getting him an iPad this year for Christmas.
Both my kids have iPads, and I have time limits on them. Like they can only use it on certain days of the week, certain time periods, and I can control everything from my phone, like what they can watch and see, whatever. But
I've never had an iPad.
They have so many more options. They have so many more options.
You just like
Kara's mind. This episode is making me realize how much I missed out on.
They're okay. First of all, they're iPad Minis. They're iPad Minis, so they're smaller, cheaper ones, and they're not the newest generation.
I wouldn't
they're
be
definitely a company.
buying
I bought them used,
brand new for him. He's 5.
Yeah. And yeah, they definitely don't they're not like sitting on the couch all day long playing on it. Like it's
you
limited.
Can control them from your phone.
It has the point is it has access to things and it's user friendly, and there's a lot of great things on there for kids, like learning apps and stuff. Things that I feel are not available or as available as options as Samsung devices.
I hate it.
I tried the Fire tablets.
I don't like it. An
amazing perk of the Apple stuff, and I know a lot of people always fuss about Apple's rules and stuff. You will not have as big of an access to apps as like outside of Apple. Honestly, I mean they're the go-to. Everybody who makes an app gets, their goal is to get it on Apple. So anything you can probably think of for an app, Apple's going to have. Like, you're going to be hunting and picking and looking for on Android, and you might get something that's okay. But if you like, you're looking for like something like top of the line, something that, really is good. Like, I do a lot of work on my iPad, like, whether it's drawing something, organization, Microsoft Office, proof right there. Even Microsoft has their apps on Apple, despite their rivalry, so that's proof right there.
A great advertising campaign that I have yet to see is we are in a day and age of streaming and content creation. All these things are exploding right now. Gaming is all of a sudden popular and cool. Where the fuck was that at 20 years ago? But a campaign I haven't seen yet is an Apple versus Samsung or any type of mobile devices trying to sell specifically to gamers. Like, have you seen a commercial that's like, do you like this type of game, or whatever the case is?
Well, I'm going to tell you,
have that available.
I'm going to tell you why.
Here. And
gaming is popular, but not for the reasons we would like it to be popular. Gaming is popular for, sadly, mostly all the wrong reasons. So they are not going to cater to the actual gamers. The campaigns, that they would put out would be to, like, your kids who would be like impulsive buyers to parents who are more than likely not gamers, like, the Fortnite hype, which probably won't.
Minecraft.
Yeah. Also,
sure. Yeah. I
also, the over sexualization is also what they're targeting. And to prove that point, I go on Instagram and I follow gaming community and the gaming hashtag on Instagram. And anytime it's like, oh, gaming or game community pops up, and I'm like going through my feed, I see very little of actual gaming and gaming community related things pop up. I see damn near half naked cosplay chicks pop up. And I'm like, and I look at the tag and I'm like, wait, what am I following? And at the top it says gaming. And I'm like, where's the game?
They might be holding it. It might be in the background.
Some of them get away with that. They'll have a Switch in their hand. And here's the thing. I don't know. They always use a Switch. I guess because it's like the easiest thing to get your hands on. It'll be like a Switch, maybe a PlayStation controller in their hand. But now it's to the point. It's just like, okay, I see you. I see the lack of clothes. Your background is blank. There's not even a Kirby in your background. Like maybe like a stuffed doll, something. But you're in gaming, and basically what it is it's popular because people have seen us as bottomless bags of money, and they're using what they used to make fun of us for, especially the male audience, as an advantage, and have turned it into a $1 million industry.
Well, and what is funny too is the stigma, regardless of the booming industry of gaming and streaming right now. The stigma of,
and that proves my point.
Still there.
That proves my point.
I've I'm single, and I've tried dating here and there, and most of the time, as soon as I mention like, on my leisure time, I have a PC. I like to game with some friends and stuff. It's not necessarily a comment. It's just like you could tell, like they're just like. I had one girl tell me, my ex-boyfriend used to game, but he never paid attention to me.
Gotta keep my comments to myself.
So already you're putting me, this guy you don't know, because I have a hobby that just so happens to be. And you're putting me in the same category, comparing me to your ex. We don't even know each other. And you're stigmatizing the entire thing just because I said I fucking do something as a leisurely.
If I couldn't stress enough, and I've always said this. I did say this to one of my female friends before. She's like, oh, I can't stand when guys play video games. And I was like, why? why do you not like video games? And anytime you ask that question, just blank, they can never give a straight, reasonable answer. It's just, well, I think they're stupid. Why do you think they're stupid? Well, they're just such
you know what? I would rather my man be sitting on that couch playing video games or sitting in a chair playing video games, because then I know he's not out there cheating on me.
And that's what I said. I said, so you would rather he be a busybody outside of your view. And she was like, well, no, we do stuff together. I was like, no. You're going to want to go out and hang out with the girls without him, right? You can say you won't, but you're going to. So when you're not around, you know exactly what he's up to. What do you think he's doing? Yeah. You know exactly what he's up to. You ban him from video games. What do you think he's going to do? Stay home? She's like, well, there's other things he could do. And I'm like, yeah. Do you know any of his other hobbies? And she was like, there is
other things he can do, sweetie.
Yeah. So I was like, but at least you know, you walk out that house, he's going to be so excited. You walked out that door. He's going to sit down and play video games. You can go out knowing he's at home playing video games. You can call him. Might take him like 5-10 minutes to answer the phone, but you know where he's at and what he's doing.
Yeah. People have this misconception, but just putting it out there, plenty of us gamers tend to have careers,
business owners,
good jobs, a home, pay our bills, are active, and actually, we try to stay in shape, or we try to take care of ourselves a little bit, maybe a little bit, or maybe we have decent genetics.
That's
whichever the case is. But very few of us are severely overweight, living in mom's basement.
Out of every 10 gamers
with our lives,
it is probably one that fits that. Like realistically. Because there's so many people you could pass and they'll tell you they play video games and they'll be, in shape, like, career. And it catches people off guard because it's like, wait, you play video games? And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's so many celebrities that literally have come out about like, they play video games. They watch anime. Michael B. Jordan loves anime. Fun fact, his outfit in Black Panther 2, he asked it to be crafted to resemble Vegeta. Yeah.
It's some of my happiest moments have been in esports auditoriums and comic cons, because I see people from all walks of life, different races, different backgrounds, whatever the case is, having fun doing something that they truly love, doing the cosplay, whether it's a game or a movie, comic, anime. And it's so exciting to see. And all of those people they're just people, and that's their hobby. That's their thing. And they love it. And then I guarantee they don't really get to talk about those things that much at work or with family, because there's probably
that's the only reason I think it became so cult-ish. People always point out it's like a cult. You got to watch out. I'm like, the reason it probably became a cult is because when you try to share,
because we can't trust none of y'all bitches.
No, you know what a cult is? You know what? Cowboys, rodeos are cosplays for cowboys, because cowboys are not real. Cowboys are not actually a thing. If you work on a ranch, that doesn't make you a cowboy. It means you work on a ranch
Werner's
and you take care of animals
so
and you farm.
Many people.
But you're not a fucking cowboy in the 1850s with a lasso going ye fucking haw. Like, get out of here. Rodeos are cosplays for cowboys. I don't give a shit. Said what I said.
And,
wow.
I mean, but you think about it, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Cowboy is not a profession.
But you know what? I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, don't come at me when I see your ass on Instagram or whatever at a rodeo, riding a bull or whatever the fuck, with a hat on. Like,
they try
like
to.
You go to the
Here's
grocery store like that.
If someone walked into a store in their cosplay getup, right? People look at them funny. If there's not an event, people look at them funny. But anytime I see,
for the kids,
and maybe it's the city kid in me, but at the same time, I guess subconsciously I thought the way you did, Warner, because anytime I saw people walking around in their cowgirl boots and their like semi get up, and like I'm like, what? Why?
I'm from Florida.
Why are you?
That's.
Are you about to wrangle a horse in the supermarket?
I was a horse girl growing up.
When people talk about going country dancing. When people talk about
line dancing, not country dancing,
like, that's just. I'm like, whatever.
I like how Kara's like subtly defending
dancing. That's all you're doing.
She kind of fits.
I was a horse girl. I used to go to the store, my riding
I'm
get
not
up.
dissing it. I'm just saying.
Kara, are you about to wrangle horses in the supermarket?
I'm not saying
I never wrangled horses. I didn't do the cowgirl stuff, but I did jump the horses.
Okay, so we have Kara here.
I just pictured Kara on those. You seen those videos where the girls have the fake horse heads on the stick and they're doing the marathons and they're galloping around? And what are those competitions? Those are real.
I will say I have run around the arena on foot jumping jumps. I will admit to that.
Okay, so Kara, what is the difference between going to the supermarket and not even like city, just casual clothing, and then going in your cowgirl boots with your big buckle belt and your riding jeans?
Well, I was never okay, so I can't attest to that. I can't attest to that because there's two different sides to the horse world. So there's the country one where they're wearing the big boots, the big buckle, jeans, things like that. They ride a different style. I rode a completely different style, which I wore the really tall boots that went up to my knee, the pants that look like I'm not wearing pants, I had to wear a jacket for horse shows. Like mine was more based on like etiquette. So like I can't really attest to that. And mine was completely different.
So why would you wear it to just go out?
I mean, I would never wear it just to go out. I'd already be in it. Like if I was riding a horse that day and then I went to the store, I wouldn't go home to change.
Okay, see, but that makes sense. She went and so that still kind of proves Warner's point from earlier. That kind of proves his point. You went to ride a horse, like what, for a show, for a day out? It was for an event.
I was doing.
It was for an event. It is not normal, everyday attire.
I'm gonna dress as a character from the Akatsuki.
Just get the robe. Just wear the jacket.
Do it. I support you.
I'm just gonna get the robe. I'm gonna get a professional wig. I found the contacts for the Sharingan freaking contacts, whatever. And I'm just gonna go casually grocery shop, and every now and then I'm gonna stop and I'll be like, I'm looking for a specific item. Do you have it? Paper towels.
Warner's gonna be our next weird news. Texas man walks into grocery store, full cosplay, freaks out, help.
Help.
Oh my gosh.
If anyone stops me, I'm gonna go, have you seen the Akatsuki? We're meeting here.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I told you guys I wanted to get a hold of an actual Doom guy.
See, I can show you what I wore versus what
like the full armor and everything.
The other people wore. The other people. That sounds really bad.
The other people, but no, I've noticed that like most ladies from the South, they.
That's completely different.
Okay,
I didn't.
That makes sense to me, Kara.
It's the tall boots.
That makes sense because when I see that, that's not rodeo. That's
you can
sport.
tell that it's not
that's
just
athletic.
Because.
Yeah, I think
that was me. That was me, by the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think Warner's and I meant like the people who walk in trying to look like, No,
don't get me wrong. I had my redneck phase.
There you go. That I couldn't. The term escaped me.
Don't get me wrong. I had my redneck phase where all I listened to was country. I wore the Sperry's. I wore the Guy Harvey. I wore the jeans. I had that phase. Only went to country concert.
I don't know if y'all see it in your states, but I see it in my state, and it's hilarious. So I encourage you to just try it, okay? If you come across, if you're like in a convenience store or something, and you notice a guy by you who's full cowboy, like full, you know, not just a hat, like he's decked out, has his whole cowboy outfit on, and he has his sidearm, right, open carry, because some states open carry. walk past him and go, what time is the duel? Draw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Tosh, you'll get shot.
That was a terrible idea.
Yeah, you'll get shot. Sorry. Never mind. You'll get shot, arrested,
and you'll be sitting here on the episode without me going, oh. I didn't think he would really. That was a terrible idea. I didn't think that went through.
Things.
Yeah, there you go.
Advice for white people that you should not follow. Is that why every show with like pranks on MTV, it's always white people?
No, because
if
it would not work in our favor.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
No, I'm not. If I walk by anybody and say, "What time's the duel?" I'm.
If Ashton Kutcher was a black guy, not once would we have ever seen him. You got punked,
dude. Like, we would be talking about. Like, remember when he was alive? Remember that guy, Ashton Kutcher? That's what it would be if he was black. But
Jesus Christ!
I don't know why when we're talking about the open, it made me think about like randomly. I'm having a Kara moment with a random thought. I didn't know this. Fun fact: did you know apparently some Walmarts you can walk in and buy? I didn't know you could buy dildos at Walmarts. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So why? So the ladies can have their toys random. Just out there and it's okay.
I missed something. How did we get here?
It was kind of your fault when we were talking about like stores and stuff, and it just popped in my head. I was like, I had a Kara moment. It was just a random thought.
How is that?
So it's my fault.
You blame the female specifically for your thoughts.
Yeah,
you're just like Activision Blizzard.
You never take ownership.
Harassment. I'm going to HR.
Got him. I am HR.
You are HR.
Oh, I don't know why like that popped in my head. You were talking about. Actually, it was Warders who was talking about like going through the store, and then I was just like, it popped in my head. I remember having this conversation, and it was like, oh yeah, someone told me that they were able to get a dildo in the store. And I was like, I just had a Kara moment of a random thought.
Okay, new scenario. I dress up as the
goes to buy a dildo.
Whoa, no!
I go to Walmart. No. And I walk right up to the counter and go, I'm looking. I need your thickest, biggest dildo.
It's not for me.
It's not for me. It's for the mission.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Akatsuki needs.
Man, our store is just, you can get weaponry and dildos. Huh.
That one might have the nine tails in it. I need it.
We got here.
How do we get anywhere? Like, that's the magic of the Jeezy Chop Shop.
We still have so much to talk about.
So
you gotta smell like a baka. Eren Yeager.
This is all Activision's fault. That's what I'm saying.
Didn't y'all miss us?
We led with the most professional news, and we
it was funny because typically it's one of us that waylays. It was actually Kara who waylaid us.
I love it. I love this side of Kara.
Kara was like, "Yo, I know we're talking real world shit,
funny.
But it was fucking cold."
And then talking about completely random shit. Man. Do you guys rather iPods or Android tablets?
Kara's over here like, okay, but Christmas shopping.
Activision Blizzard lawsuits.
Kara's Christmas shopping
lead to it's cold, and Kara doesn't know how to dress appropriately for weather conditions. That leads to iPods and then VR, which leads to a Kotsky and dildos.
This is a weird segue.
Cosplay cowboys.
This is gonna be a really good episode to edit.
Yeah. So ending on the topic of dildos, holograms. Talk about a weird segue.
Holographic dildos.
So
do they work the same?
And not just throwing that out there, listeners. There's actually Cisco, and once again, I want to give a big shout out to Sailor Lion for always bringing us amazing news. Sorry, Sailor, we are like totally butchering everything you gave us here. Love you, buddy. So just so y'all know, when Sailor gives us this news, he gives us clear-cut news. It's us who just
destroy it.
So he gave us this article about Cisco launching basically meeting-based augmented reality, completely different from VR. I know people probably get confused about AR and VR because the concept is kind of the same, but they operate completely different. Because augmented reality takes a virtual world and places it in your already established environment, where VR puts you in a completely different world. So, Cisco launched basically I guess you could say program or a headset as a way to make augmented meetings, which when I read the article, I was like, this is actually pretty mind blowing, because now people don't have to travel to do I guess you could say teaching sessions. So if there's new pieces of equipment, or in the medical field, there's a new surgical tool that comes out, everyone could put on their headsets and attend this meeting in their, space, and everyone can see the material that that they're being taught in all of its, I guess you could say, digital glory. So it's pretty mind blowing, actually.
So we're this close to a Jedi meeting where everybody's really just holographic.
You cannot be.
I ain't even gonna lie.
Anakin.
I ain't even gonna lie. When I was reading the article,
you can be on the council, but we will not. When I was
reading the article, it reminded me of a K-drama I watched. A K-drama I watched.
Kara's doing it again. She's doing it again.
It was about a hologram. My Hollow Love.
What was it?
Oh, I saw the preview of that, and I didn't watch it.
It was really good.
I didn't watch it because I didn't want to be in my feels.
It was really good. You should watch it. It is.
Is it on Netflix? There's a lot of Korean
there's an article
stuff
that said that's by design.
Amazing.
It's good. Watch K-dramas. I can't watch American romance movies. I've been telling Never
you guys,
have been.
The age of American Hollywood is fucking over. It's over. We are no longer the number one in the world for movies. We have Korea coming out with stuff. Japan, even
Chinese
China
dramas are good too.
Is making decent movies now. And a lot of European countries have been coming out with movies for a good while, especially horror movies. And there are so many of them.
I segued again.
So, yeah, I've been saying it for a while that
I did say, I said Kara did it again.
Is dying. The greatest directors we've ever known.
No, you're right,
most
though.
of them
You're
are
right.
aging
The problem is right now, we are so caught up.
Get them in as holograms. They'll live forever.
Yeah. There you go. But the problem, and my only quick 2 cents on there before we get back to the holograms, thank you, Kara, is we're so focused on all the wrong things right now. Our problem with, I would say, our movies and why we're pretty much getting overshadowed is we come out with a movie, we come out with a show, and I'm not, trying to pick a fight here. I'm just, pointing out facts. First thing people look at it is it inclusive? And if they don't feel it's inclusive, then it gets this whole rigmarole and problems, and that's what our focus is. Like, don't worry if the story's good. Don't worry if,
the characters did a good job.
Is it inclusive?
Cinematography,
Yeah. While everyone else, nobody else cares, because everyone's like, here's my story. This is my story, and I'm telling it like this. Enjoy it or don't. So.
And maybe that's part of the reason why so many of these foreign franchises are starting to explode and become so popular, because they don't put focus there. Their focus is a good story. And that's what I think a lot of people do want. They do want a good story.
It's the loud few.
But it's the few.
Yeah, it's the loud few.
Man, they're just messing everything up.
But yeah, so WebEx Hologram, that's what it is. The industry's real-time meeting solution that takes advantage of augmented reality headsets to combine feature-rich WebEx. I almost said web sex.
That's what you get for talking about dildos.
Meaning functionality with immersive 3D holograms. We are entering the Star Trek era.
That's gonna be insane. Like, it's just so cool to think that technology is there.
I'm just thinking, like,
and we get to experience it.
You could start having, like, once that becomes a consumer market, like it opens up to consumer markets, because it's pretty much available in enterprises. Because before anyone goes, well, where can I get one? That sounds amazing. They're $3,000 a piece. So
if you got $3,000 to spend on that, can you send some my way?
As it becomes,
the price will go down and become more available to consumers.
The price will go down.
Skype calls will take on it. We're entering that point where eventually you will. It reminds me of a story where a person, the future technology, they were doing like a Skype call, but you could actually smell that person's background. I was like, we're getting to the point where
I don't want to do
it's
that.
almost going to be like a person who lives far away from you is in that same room with you.
God, could you imagine? Are you like long distance friends or relationships? Like
it would. So here's my thing. This is how my brain works, right? This is me thinking probably 20, 30, maybe not even 20, 30, maybe 10, but 20, 30 years down the road. So coming back to the dildo conversation, tying in that they're trying to do AIs, right? So everyone might cringe at it, but everyone knows, people are wondering, AI sex bots. So hear me out. I'm thinking we're going to get to an era where it'll be like you would have a bot, and this probably would do for long distance relationships. People go, they get the bot, they probably get the bot in their partner's image. And then when they have the augmented reality calls, the person can, I don't know, maybe put their, I don't want to say consciousness, that's like super far-fetched, but they could like control the bot during said call.
We're getting deep in this.
But look at where we're at right now. We're literally to the point of having holographic conversations.
Isn't there a movie with Bruce Willis like that where people they
control,
they slept in their pods, but they can
an external body.
The sort of android.
They control an external body,
and everybody could.
It's not a new thought. I just feel we're
do what they want
getting
without
there.
Consequence.
We're literally getting to those points right now. Virtual reality. You don't want to be in this world anymore. They're already working on Sword Art Online like headsets.
I'm too scared to try that.
I think most of us who live in reality are too scared to try it. It'll probably be Gen Z, which, hey, by all means, knock yourself out. Once I see it successful after like a good 5-10 years, then maybe I'll give it a go.
Then we'll try it. Make sure we don't get stuck.
And I would honestly think, like I would like to see something like that made for even like medical purposes, like, or even in homes. There's so many elderly that they get, put in a home because their family just doesn't want anything. And then nobody visits them, they're kind of okay taken care of. Like, I'm thinking like augmented reality could be it would be like a Matrix thing, but it'd probably be better than just, they could live in their perfect world.
You could put like videos of like their memories, like videos that they've taken in, and then they can kind of relive it.
Their better moments, their happier years.
Shit. Everyone's been binge watching Black Mirror, but Black Mirror makes some valid, crazy
and that's what I'm thinking, and that's how I think. And like I get it, it's far fetched, it seems way out there, but half the stuff we have today, somebody probably said in a conversation, and people are like, "That was far fetched. That's way out there." Can you imagine a conversation of VR back in the 1960s?
Right? Oh yeah, you can put this headset on and be immersed into a video game.
All I know is the first meeting I ever get to attend with my holographic body appearing on a chair in a meeting somewhere else, I am totally wearing
You're
Jedi
such a nerd.
And I am not allowing anyone on the council.
You're such a nerd.
And they're not being named master.
Okay.
Oh, Warners. Okay. We love you.
I think this is a pretty cool, as a tech head, I think this is really, really cool.
As someone who isn't a tech head, I think it's really cool.
Now I'm just thinking like for, how would they work it in for normal consumer use? When you watch the little trailer they have, the person's in this big meeting room by themselves, and I'm like, yeah, who has a big meeting room that they can just, so like, do you like, how are they gonna, I want to know like the workings behind it. Like, do you have to have a big open space? Do you have to have
how do you
do you have to have a dining room? And
think of school, like maybe you no longer have to be in class. You could be at home, and
which I think would be, that would be cool for like kids who might not be able to go to school, but still want to have that social interaction to an extent, especially like now with COVID, if there's something like that in the future, they can still have that social interaction. So their social skills don't decline. And, I think that's really cool. Dinner parties, like say a dinner party had to get canceled, you could still have a dinner party. Dip out whenever you want.
Nah. It don't need to be canceled.
Yeah. It's like having a shadow clone.
I really didn't want to go, so my hologram can go. Shadow clone just
Kara's like, I'm so doing that. Stuck with the nerds. But no, that would just for, even for us, the podcast would take on a whole different form.
We could all be in the room together.
Be literally in the room together. Kara could literally point at our face and say, nerd.
Hopefully we don't have to smell each other, though.
I'm just thinking like all the possibilities. Yeah. Gaming together would kind of come back. I mean,
it's a great move in, I think, the right direction.
You guys smell me and you're like, God, that smells like,
you smell like failure. Oh man, we get to see like Kara's dogs just pop up in random. Naked Logan just appears in the background.
He really does just be appearing in the background.
Naked Logan.
Is that why? Oh,
I've always had it
blurred now.
Mainly because Naked Logan.
Not at the old house, but this house I have because of the way that
Sasquatch.
That's why we haven't seen that
the elusive Sasquatch.
I told him about that today.
The Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
He wasn't happy.
He wasn't happy? What do you mean he wasn't happy? It's funny.
You like
Sasquatch. It's the elusive Sasquatch. He probably went to the bathroom. He'll never tell Kara. He went to the bathroom and he looked at himself in the mirror. You notice that? See? It's the elusive Sasquatch.
Oh shit! There it is.
I heard about the Sasquatch. That's not right.
This is how it happens.
This is how we get canceled.
Oh man.
Oh my god, this would make a great beef jerky commercial.
Okay, so what else do we have on the lineup? We have been like all over the place. This is what happens when we're gone for 3 weeks. This is exactly what happens. She has to go talk to her Sasquatch, but when
I saw that, she's probably offering beef jerky as like tribute to like
we offer the beef jerky. But
shit, she's back.
Let's roll in the Coward's Corner of weird. Let's see if I remember where my buttons are. Hopefully this isn't the fart button.
There is another dimension beyond that which is known to gamers. It is a dimension as vast as open world RPGs and as timeless as the branch you should have spec'd in but didn't. It is the middle ground between console and PC, between sweats and casual players, and it lies between the pit of the time you raged and broke your controller or simply deleted the game. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Gamma Zone.
What the heck was going on in everybody? Warner's was over here getting crunk. Logan's over here throwing up signs in the background.
I was imagining if that sound.
Oh my gosh. You went for the whole
like a death clock was playing.
That's what you went for. Okay. Carrie, now you have
Is my turn? My
There's so much happening in this
He's
episode.
messing with the dogs.
God, it talks. You taught the
He's talking to the dogs. All right. Hey, can you go to the other room to talk to the dogs so I can do my segment?
God damn it, Sasquatch!
He's sulking.
Poor Sasquatch.
No one ever, everyone always asks where Sasquatch.
Why Sasquatch?
No one ever asks how is Sasquatch.
They said no one
Why
ever
is
asked
Sasquatch?
where is Sasquatch, not how is Sasquatch.
So what?
Sasquatch no comprende.
He just starts
Okay,
crying.
Sasquatch no comprende. Anywho, I thought this one was pretty fitting.
English is hard.
The title is Bear Wanders into House, Breaks Computer Monitor.
Motherfucker! Bro, I would fight that bear. I swear, dude, I would never. Okay.
It did. It definitely
that bear
did.
woke up and chose violence. If it walked into my
Dude,
home,
your reaction was just iconic. Of all the stories.
No. I'd grab my katana and we would fucking go.
You gotta get naked.
Beowulf style. It's just me and you. I'll take my clothes off. I'll keep the katana though. He's got claws. I got a fucking katana. No, you do not break my
so
PC.
an Alberta man captured photos when a bear wandered into his family home and made a mess of his son's gaming computer. He said the bear encounter at his Fort McCurry area home began when his dogs cornered the bear in the family garage. Reddy said his dogs got to safety and the bear was gone when he checked the garage, leading him to assume the animal had left the area. The father soon discovered he was wrong when his 10-year-old son reported hearing scratching sounds inside the house. The bear had climbed in through a window and Reddy saw the animal cross a hallway into his son's bedroom. He posted the photos to Facebook of this bear, investigating his son's computer.
Did he do this before or after he
Priorities.
made sure
I don't think
his
the child was in the room.
Okay.
The resident enlisted the help of a neighbor to use a bookshelf and other furniture to create a barricade before reopening the bedroom door to allow the bear to leave through the same window it used to enter the home.
To say how big this bear was.
No. I know that there was... Oh my god, it's spazzing out. Ooh, that ad is loud.
The bear spazzing out?
No, the ad for the it's just
Put on my damn Akoski outfit.
It's doing
with
one
the
of those
fucking
things.
Katana.
It
See, this just makes me wonder, where do people live? They got...
I was a big bear. Oh,
it's a full-grown bear, so
Oh,
not a
it's pretty
cub.
big?
Oh, that's...
That's a big bear. That's a big bear.
Where did they
Holy shit!
Okay.
Yeah, that bear might actually be able to just
bears usually break in when they smell food, right?
Well, he got cornered in the garage.
But
by the dogs.
But it came in. Look at the kid. He's so depressed. That face. He's so depressed.
That kid is devastated.
Is he taking does he put a video of the bear?
Why do we keep talking
Danger
about
bear
this?
trap. What? But yeah, that's the bear.
That kid's face is a meme.
Dude, look, it's spazzing out. Watch. Oh,
it's. I mean, dude, he can't play Fortnite for probably like a good month.
No, I don't give a shit how big that bear is.
So
that bear would get.
He smashed the computer monitor and ate some cereal.
So there was food in there.
He ate some cereal, but he has yet to return.
You know what's funny?
So the bear comes into my home, destroys my PC, and then has the audacity.
I bet you that dad is probably beside himself because he probably just had to yell at his son so many times, like to come down for dinner or to take out the trash, and he's like, "Dad, I'm in the middle of a game," or "Mom, I'm in the middle of a game." So this bear just comes in. And dad's just like, "Yeah, you're in the middle of a game now. Take out that trash."
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Plot twist. The father.
That's the plot twist right there.
Conspiracy theory.
That's the plot twist. Let the bear in.
Conspiracies.
And we're all about our conspiracies. Our last episode was the tinfoil hat special, so.
Man. I'd be all over the news. Man and bear kill each other after man.
Is it bad?
Man finds
so
bear
he takes
had destroyed his
vengeance.
PC. No, that'd be a fight to the death. Like he might maul me, but I'm not going. I'm not quitting on my life and giving in until
Is it
he
bad
dies
that
too.
sometimes I'm just waiting to see
PC.
one of you guys pop up on the news for something? I just feel like after our conversations, I'm just like waiting. I'm just like, look at the news. I'm just like, oh.
Wait, so what do you think I'd pop up on the news
Man
for?
fights bear in parking lot with katana.
What would I pop up on the news for?
That's a good question. What would Kara pop up on the news for?
I know, I got one. Florida woman high stumbles across frozen tundra in warm attire, thinking she's on vacation.
Hey, you know what?
Florida woman drives to Canada.
Midwinter.
Complains it's too cold.
With tank top.
You know what, guys? I haven't been out of the state of Florida since I was 15, okay? That's over 10 years. I forgot other states have other temperatures during this time of year.
That there's 3 other seasons.
Yeah.
There's 2 other seasons. I don't know.
We
who
actually
the fuck
have
around
fall.
here has fall, because I sure as hell don't.
I don't know.
It's summer.
We get
winter
summer and then
eventually.
like winter for like
We actually do get fall. For those who live like where I live, fall is literally that middle ground, because it could be chilly one day and then super hot the next and then ice cold. And then it's like the weather's kind of like slowly preparing you for winter. Like fall is literally the definition of winter is coming.
No.
And then we get winter for 9 months.
No, in Texas, it just feels a little bit less hot, but not chilly. And then all of a sudden it's like frozen and, 700 people die because our power grids go out and then our government does nothing about it. And then it's summertime.
I feel like
he really just went there.
Well, I mean, it's when it snowed in Texas, you thought the world was ending.
The fact that our entire power grid was shut down and out of service for like a couple weeks and people were dying, and none of it was fixed. None of it was like furbished, built.
Your snow salt was actually rock hard because you never used it.
Nah. Man. Texas was like, and people in Texas are still like, climate change, is it real?
Oh my gosh. The world we live in.
It's definitely something.
But anywho, before we wrap up today's episode, just want to give you guys an update on what's been going on with pretty much everything with Gamma Games. As you guys know, we've been hard at work on developing our very first video game project, Vagabond Saga. It's coming along. If you guys are on Patreon, you saw a sneak peek of the map. And if you happen to be on Facebook, it was also up there as well a couple of days later. So a lot of things have been changing with it. A lot of things have been added to it. So it's coming along. It's a slow process. I'm going to be trying. I might open up on the Discord server a developer channel for you guys. So like when I make like little changes or stuff, I'll plug it in there so you guys can kind of get a little idea of what's going on, what's being worked on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of things have been happening. A lot of pieces moving, but on the bright side, fall is coming. So this is the perfect time for you guys to go check out our store, the GZ shop, and grab yourself some snuggy, warm and cozy hoodies, much like what Kara has right now. So definitely go check out the store, grab yourself some merch. It is quality merch. Definitely good for gift ideas for that person. You know, if you guys do, what's that thing that they do on jobs? Secret Santas.
White elephant. Oh yeah. Or white elephant.
So yeah, if you don't know what to get someone for Secret Santa, check out our store. We have a ton of stuff in there. And this podcast is sponsored by Gamma Games. Kittens?
And remember, remember everyone, if you have children, now's the perfect time to tell your kids that Santa didn't make it through COVID, because modern problems require modern solutions.
Wow.
No.
And that's the
Merry
best. That's the best place to end it right there.
I'm not telling my 5-year-old.
Warner's the ultimate troll. Ladies and gentlemen, this is GZ Chop Shop. Happy to be back. Stay safe out there. Be kind to one another. And we will catch all of you wonderful people on the next episode. Rest in peace, Santa.